Oh, really? I got to shift gears. God, the good is in everything I see. I won't complain. I won't complain. I want you to think of a time when fear took you over. Think about it. Okay, I had a moment because I checked my news every Sunday morning. And fear got me for a few seconds. And then I moved out of that. What about waiting for a medical diagnosis or medical report to come back? And you go to my chart and you keep going to my chart, waiting and waiting for that. How about, I think Angie even mentioned that in her song. What about some of us have gone to fear when we are afraid to open that piece of mail in the mailbox? Walking into uncertain situations. When I wrote that down this morning, I thought, that's how I felt when I very first walked in this door 35 years ago. I had no idea what I was walking into. Had no idea what a Unity Church was. I didn't know one person in this place. And I had fear walking through those doors. Anybody else ever had that? When their first time coming here? Right. You've heard about it, but you never really are sure that people are telling you the truth, right? In those moments, it can feel like fear is the reality. Our hearts race, our stomachs tighten, our minds run through the worst scenario. Do we not do that just on that bill that we know that we're afraid to open or waiting for the doctor to call back? And do we not run those scenarios in our mind? I mean, it's part of being human. We cancel it out and we say no, but then it can come back in again real slippery, right? Fear puts a vision. Fear puts a veil over our vision, and that's what I'm here to talk to you about today, is about this veil. And when fear comes in, like I said, cancel. What we do and what we talk about and we try to practice is we go to prayer. We go to meditation. We go to affirmative words to say, what is it, Michelle? Your shirt says, you matter. Look in the mirror on that shirt. You matter. Kathy matters. To try and cast out that fear. So I'm going to start today by talking to you about the veil. And I'm going to start, instead of ending, we are going to end with it, but I want to start today with the affirmation. And here it is. When I lift the veil of fear, I see the truth. Love is the only thing that is real. When I lift the veil of fear, I see the truth. Love is the only thing that is real. Anybody who has studied Course in Miracles, you know that that is one of the biggest statements out of the Course. When I lift the veil of fear. So this morning, I am going to break that down. There is our 3 points that we're going to cover today. Lifting the veil of fear. The second one will be about seeing the truth. And the third is going to be really owning that love is the only thing that is real. Sounds good. Sounds real good, but as soon as you leave these doors and you get in your car and you go out there into the so-called real world, right? I emphasize so-called real world. we start to lose some of this again. So that's why we're here to remind ourselves. Lift, see, and love. I thought to myself, that's kind of like the 5 principles of unity. It really is. So we're going to start with lifting the veil. Let's go to that. Lifting the veil. Many of you, if you know some of your Bible stories, have we got a picture of that veil? Yeah. Okay, if you know anything in the Bible, it was the veil was created in the temple of the Israelites, and the only one that was allowed to go behind there, because that is where the holy chalice was. And so only the holy man once a year was allowed to go behind that curtain where God, that was the only access to God. Okay? The day that Jesus died on the cross, the temple, the veil was shredded right down the middle from top to bottom. Metaphysically, see? So there was a physical barrier there, right? Physical barrier, a curtain that hung in a sacred place. And it symbolized, it served as a constant reminder to everybody that this is a holy place, and only the high priest could enter there once a year, offering a blood sacrifice for the sins of the people. I myself kind of grew up with that type of thinking, that only that person behind the confessional could forgive my sins. Just saying that this kind of stuff has been going on for a long time. So only they could enter. When Jesus died, the veil shreds down the middle. And what was that? Boom. Everybody could see the holy chalice. It wasn't just for the holy man, it was for humanity. And this is what I found when I walked in these doors the first time. And I was told by a minister standing up here that you have access to God because God is within me. And I remember thinking, going, I'm going to get struck by lightning, or that ceiling is going to fall down, because that was blasphemy. But yet inside, this little girl in me was like, oh, finally, somebody's telling me the truth that I've always known since I was little, but everybody told me, no, that's not true. Anybody had those feelings? Because your little girl and your little boy know, but it gets talked out of us a lot, doesn't it? So, starting with that, here's another example of the veil. And let's go to that mountain. Anybody seen fog come over a mountain or a hill? We live down by East Miami River. The fog comes in and I'm like, oh man, I can't even see our driveway, right? Did the driveway leave? No. Did the mountain leave? No. It's only been obscured by the clouds. It's the same veil. The truth is behind that veil. The truth is behind the clouds. What's real is behind all this that we perceive to be real. Oh, I'm stuck in this cloud. Are you really? The cloud eventually lifts, doesn't it? I can't complain, Angie. Right? It's always there. To see the spiritual truth. That's our number 2. So you understand this part I'm talking about, lifting the veil, lifting it. It is your cloudy vision And I just had eye surgery 2 weeks ago. And trust me, for 10 days, I had cloudy vision. I couldn't read for 10 days. And what did I do? Oh my God, are my eyes going to stay like this? Right? For a moment. Next day I woke up, I still can't read. Here comes the moment again. Oh my God, am I going to stay like this? Is this normal? Everybody's telling me, no, that's not normal. Then it gets worse, right? A little more fear comes in. Here I am today. I can read. It took time. For me, it took extra time. And so what is that? I can see clearly now, the veil has lifted. Maybe that's what we need, a new song on that one, right? So point number 2 is see the truth. See the truth. When the veil lifts, we see clearly, we see our oneness in everything. Have you noticed that? Okay, so here I am worried I'm going to stay like this. And then over time, I get my vision back. And so what happens then? I'm like, oh, look, everything is good. So all this worry and this concern, this veil that we put in front of everything, including our current events, it's a veil. And we've got to remind ourselves that we are one with the one. You were created one with the one. And we have big work to do as truth students, big work. So when we see the truth, it is about not seeing it with your physical eyes. It's about seeing it with your spiritual eyes. Your spiritual eyes. When we see with our spiritual eyes, we see beyond appearances. And people, I'm telling you, I can't say this enough to you. And I'm going to probably say it till I don't know how long. Maybe way past my transition. I'll still be telling you. Because I know it to be true. And that is, don't rely on this. Rely on this. Your third eye. Your third eye. I remember somebody in our church had to have surgery. And as a result of that surgery, they had to remove something up here in this area. And she called crying and saying, "They've removed my third eye." She was, honestly, she was scared to death. They removed my third eye. I said, they can't remove your third eye. They can't. Your third eye is not a physical thing. It's an inner thing. And you have that. Access that. Take off the glasses, whatever you got to do. Cover your eyes. I don't care, whatever it is. That's where you meditate, you close your eyes and you pray, and you will access your spiritual vision again, because we need to do that now. I'll tell you, nature has a great example of spiritual vision, I believe, and it's the caterpillar. Yeah, that caterpillar that looks so creepy crawling along. And you know what the point of the caterpillar is? It's to do nothing but eat. That's the only purpose for a caterpillar in its beginning stages. And we have a video that I want you to just watch. It's from BBC, and it's just 2 minutes long, I think.
We've seen how managing woodland and farmland for butterflies can preserve the countryside we love, and also how butterflies can inspire the next generation to protect it. But if you still have doubts about whether butterflies can make our countryside a better place, then you need look no further than the humble caterpillar. Because if there's one thing we've learned from them, it's that change is possible.
Change is possible.
This is a brimstone. It emerged from an egg a few weeks ago, but now it's ready for a change. First, it spins a silken pad, a place to anchor hooks on the rear of its body. In a move to rival a contortionist, it passes strands of silk behind itself, creating a girdle to support it through the change to come. With anchor and line secure, the transformation can take place. Caterpillars are little more than stomachs on legs. But that body has served its purpose and can be discarded in favour of another. The caterpillar's head is about to split wide open, and when it does, something very different will emerge. A chrysalis. The caterpillar was an eating machine, an identity rolled up like a sock and discarded. This body is for something different, an agent of near miraculous change, and one responsible for making butterflies powerful symbols of hope and transformation. This is a sign that something beautiful is surely on its way. The chrysalis is one of the most enduring symbols in the natural world.
Something wonderful is about to change. Talk about an example of what you think something is and what can be. You never know, do you? I think nature is phenomenal. Let's go to that next slide, please. The trouble with illusions is that you aren't aware, think about this, okay? The illusion of, oh, it's just a caterpillar, is that you aren't aware you have any until you don't have any illusions until they are taken away from you. Until that body released itself, it couldn't become the butterfly that it was meant to be. So until you release whatever it is that you are holding on to, and what is it? Fear? False evidence appearing real? False evidence appearing real when we are entertaining fear thoughts. I think that's a great example. Now, let's go to that next slide, please. Your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens. That is an important slide to me. For looking outside, we're only dreaming. But when we look inside, we awaken. And that's why you're here in a Unity Church, because you want to stay awake. Oh, what'd you say? Woke, right? Might as well call it woke. We are awakening. We are awakening to the spiritual truth that we know is true for us. You know, our physical eyes saw a caterpillar. Our spiritual eyes see the butterfly within. Use this, people, metaphysically for yourself. Hey, you may look in the mirror and see yourself and judge yourself. But if you look in the mirror with your spiritual eyes, you're going to see a beautiful, bright light in that mirror. I want to see us all do that more and more. That when we look in the mirror, we don't just look at, oh, I've got these bags under my eyes. Oh, I need to lose some weight. No, see the beauty. I posted something from, and I hope I say this, how do we say Alanya Van Zant? Oprah's friend. Thank you. I posted something last night, and it is so on target for what we're talking about today. Friend me if you're on Facebook. I'm just telling you, because I do nothing but post really good, positive stuff. So we're going to go to number 3, and that is love is the only thing that is real. Living from love means choosing forgiveness. That F word. Living from love means choosing forgiveness, compassion, and connection. So I'm going to take the first word. It's easier. Compassion. Living from love means choosing compassion. Go to my Facebook also, and you're going to find that I shared last night from my colleague, Reverend Juan, who is the minister at Unity of the Bay down in Miami, Florida. And it is him gathering outside the immigration headquarters. And he's got about 50-something people outside, and they are just holding peace and prayer for everyone inside. And it is a beautiful, it's probably 5 minutes long listening to what his prayer is. But this is how we are showing compassion in our world. You're showing compassion when you hold everyone in prayer. Our whole humanity, our human family in prayer. You are in a state of compassion. That's an easy one to understand. Connection's another easy one to understand, right? That's, to me, is our spiritual family. Why do so many of you volunteer? Come on, I'm looking at you, key volunteers. There are a lot of people giving a lot of time and a lot of labor in this church. There you go. Right. I'm glad he didn't have a mic. Luann. Right. It's the connection to the people, because odds are you're going to meet somebody when you're volunteering and doing a project. Why did you people who work so hard on the barn phase 2? Why? It makes you feel good giving back. How many hours? 9? At least 9 hours Friday. They work their butts off. You will see pictures of it in our email blast this week, which is another reason why you want to sign up for the email if you're not getting it. But now here we come with the F word, forgiveness. Yeah. Let's go to that next slide. Both giving and receiving forgiveness are pure expressions of radical compassion. Both evolve us. Who in here would like to evolve even more than where you are today? I hope it's 100% of you. Hello, there's only 20? Who wants to evolve even more than you are? Own it. Own it. It's okay. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. So forgiveness, I'm going to have to just shorten this because I need to do a talk just on nothing but forgiveness if I do it only for myself. Let's look at that next one. Why is forgiveness powerful? Can you read that? It relieves the weight of resentment and pain. That's true. Restores inner peace and emotional freedom. That's true. Opens the heart to compassion and understanding. That's true. Creates space for healing, growth, and connection. Who doesn't want more healing? Physically, emotional, mentally, or spiritually? Then always, every counselor I have ever seen has told me, let's look at forgiveness. There's always something to forgive. And a lot of times it's to forgive myself for the thoughts that I had when I opened my news app this morning. Did you hear that? For the thoughts that I've had when somebody pulls out in front of me, or somebody passes me going 120 miles an hour on a speed limit of 70 on an interstate, or runs the red light. You all have these moments every day of your life. I know you do, because we're out there living in this world. That's how quick we need to keep moving into forgiveness. What was that? Any political person, all of our representatives, we need to have forgiveness, but it's forgiveness for our thoughts. It's a lot harder to forgive the perpetrator, whoever that perpetrator is. And I've had many perpetrators in my life. And I know some of you have had some really tough perpetrators in your life. Sometimes it's hard to get there. So start with the small stuff, because we haven't practiced the small stuff enough in order to really do the big ones. So if somebody is perpetrator in your life, you know that you've got to look at that, because I'm telling you, you all know this. It's going to affect your healing, your mental healing and your physical healing. And it's just going to, radical cells are going to go, woohoo, let's spread. And I don't want that for myself, and I don't want that for any of you. And I know I'm going off a long way here. Let's go to that next one, please. Can you read that one? It's kind of small, isn't it? So let's look at this. Fear is nothing but an illusion, a negative manifestation consuming your thoughts and holding you back from the only true reality, which is love. As long as fear is present, love is absent. Break free from fear, and love will set you free. As a child, she was afraid of the dark. And every night she'd call her mother, please leave the light on, I'm scared. And one night her mother sat on the edge of the bed and she said, sweetheart, even though when it feels dark, you're never really alone. My love is always with you. It shines brighter than any nighttime. The child thought for a moment, and then she asked, but Mama, what if I can't see that love? Her mother smiled and said, then close your eyes, take a breath, and feel it in your heart. That love is real, even when you can't see it. Most of you know that my dearest friend, Ron Wills, and our beloved congregant, Ron Wills, made his transition, and we did his memorial service on Monday. And when I read this story about that child, I thought about Ron. And that's what Ron would say to me. Because my little fearful thought is, how am I going to deal with coming to church on Sunday and not seeing him here anymore? That's a fear thought. And then I know the truth. And I know, and Ron knew the truth. You'll always see me. You'll feel me in your heart, Kathy. And that's true for all of you who have, we call it lost a loved one. You can't lose them. Sorry to tell you, breaking news. You can't lose them. They're always in your heart. So with that, let's go back to the affirmation. And we'll close it out with that. Ready? When I lift the veil of fear, I see the truth. Love is the only thing that is real. Thank you, Ron. He sees the truth. He knew the truth. And that truth keeps setting me free. Namaste. The Christ presence in me truly sees and honors that loving Christ presence in each and every single one of you. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you.